Okay, everybody, we are officially live. Welcome to the show. It's first times with yours truly, Joseph Talski. I'm excited for tonight's content. We're going to have amazing content in regards to what the title of the show is vibrations. Now, vibrations, frequencies, high and low vibrational states of being, law of attraction, and our mindset is some of the content that we're going to actually talk about today. And what that content means to you is to enhance your life and to better understand yourself. Look down deep within yourself and really ask the major questions on who you are as a person and what state of being, whether it's high or low, are you currently in? What model? And we're going to all discuss that tonight. I'm extremely excited for all of you to be here. I invite all questions, everything that has to do with our content tonight. I'm going to have a little Q&A if anyone wants to be a part of that. All you have to do is just chime in right there on the live chat, and you'll be able to I'll be able to see your comments. Also, my phone is right next to me. Text me, message me. I'll get to it. And then if anybody wants to be on the show, they want to call, I want call in and just be on the show and ask them about some of the content we discussed tonight. Please just reach out to me. I have all the equipment ready, set to go. No lags. I got all the content. I hope you guys liked all my graphic design this week. I put a lot of time into learning graphic design. I put a lot of time into learning this OBS system so I can stream. I have 3 cameras set up, going to have 4, and next week it'll be even more professional. I should be getting my styrofoam acoustic sound in here so it's a little bit softer, some pop filters. These cameras are going to be professionally installed, so the show is in the works. I've been working like a mad dog, and I'm really happy for all of you guys to be here and be part of all of this. So I'm going to be using YouTube as my main network. That's how I get the views, and then stream into Facebook, eventually some podcast equipment as well. Let me get my Gatorade. And I'm going to talk about, let me get everything ready and rolling. So tonight's show is going to be vibrations, frequencies, and innate knowledge. I'm going to share some of my first time moments and explain how they're changing the way I perceive my life. So like this week, learning the graphic design, learning all of this stuff, it's been so uncomfortable because I start to do it and then I start beating myself up that I'm not good enough. I've been learning Spanish. That's something that I've done for the first time. I went to the beach with my friends after this coronavirus for the first time. We were drinking on the beach. Madeira allows you to here in the state of Florida. I mean, people did their social distancing, but I mean, my God, just being able to do that for the first time was such a joyful feeling. And that's what the show is all about, first times. Whenever you do something for the first time, it's the most amazing thing that you can do because it grants you access to all of the endorphins, all of your mind. You're able to just actually enjoy what you're doing. So, this week, like I mentioned, went to the beach, learned graphic design, video editing, set up this room a little bit more, ordered some more things to get this studio up. And it's been so empowering. I've been doing things that I've never done before. It's just been a change of life. And that's what the show's all about. It's transforming not only myself, but you guys as well. And the content that I'm going to talk about first is going to be about vibrations. And, vibrations are an oscillation of the parts or a fluid of an elastic solid whose equilibrium has been disturbed, or an electromagnetic wave. Key to understanding vibrations are you must understand electromagnetism. And electromagnetism, if nobody knows what that is the study of electromagnetic force, one of the 4 fundamental forces of nature. Our bodies are actually made up of electromagnetism. That's how actually they're held together. Our earth operates. It's a major function in life for how reality actually exists. So take it in the key sense, electromagnetism. Understand that for tonight's content, vibration. We're also going to dive down into frequencies. Now, vibrations and frequencies go hand in hand. Vibration can be anything. It could just be me pushing my arm through this airspace, and that creates a vibration of waves. You can't see them, but that's what it does. Everything is a vibration. Me setting this here has created a vibration, and everything operates within a frequency. The bandwidth behind these computers, how I have these webcams set up, that is a frequency, and that all works together for all of this to work. So now you got to understand that about life. So now we got vibrations, we got frequencies, and now we're going to talk about vibrational frequency. And now what vibrational frequency can mean to somebody who doesn't understand what vibrations are, you got to understand that, like I mentioned, everything works as that. So in regards to you, when you see everything, you got to understand that you're only seeing but waves and particles, and through your cones of your eyes, through your senses, you're able to perceive what is there. Now, there's different levels of vibrational frequencies, and I'm going to talk about how these last 3 months have transformed me into understanding what vibrational frequency I was emitting, or what I was actually living in. You know, I was actually living in a vibrational frequency that was very low without me actually even knowing I was. And I continued this subconscious mind, living my life, 90% of my life within this subconscious mind, and not allowing to blossom and grow into myself. It's kind of crazy. As time goes on, the more habits and rituals that you make that are not really changed, but the same things going on and on, you're never going to grow. And so when we're talking about vibrations and we're talking about the frequencies, I'm going to talk about the state of you. So there's low, medium, and high. And with that low, medium, high, in the low stages, you have shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, anxiety, desire, anger, pride. Those things there are all part of the ego and part of the phantom self, which we talked about last week. Now, phantom self is the person that we make up, the character we play in this world, the actor, the actress that we exhibit. And so when we live a life of ego and we live a life of anxiety and fear and depression, all of that, we live in a very low vibrational state. And within that low vibrational state, you don't even know that you're actually in it. And if anyone tells you that you're in it, they think you're absolutely crazy. And you got to really dive deep within and understand, why are you feeling the way you're feeling? Why are you going on in life and seeking help and resulting to things that are outside of you rather than within you? You have to look within. You have to stop looking out. And if you start looking within, you can move up the ladder of those vibrational frequencies that are going to better your life. So instead of staying in that fear of the future or anxiety of the future or depression of the past, I don't know if this term is coined, but, I always tell my friends and I tell my loved ones that when you think of the future, you're going to promote nothing but anxiety. Anxiety is going to consume you because you're trying to conceptualize something that's not there. There's an infinite amount of possibilities that can happen at any given moment in time. You have to stop trying to form control over the future, because you have to understand the only thing that you have control over is yourself and how you react to things. You have absolutely no control on what is going to actually happen. So keep that in mind when you think of the future. You're going to promote anxiety. So when you ever get worked up or you think you're going nuts, stop thinking of the future. Live within the moment. And that's a lot easier than it sounds. I've been working on living in the moment for my whole life, and especially these last few months. And it has led me to a very blissful state of being, which I want to actually talk about more in this episode. And so when you think about the past, you are actually depressed. because you're trying to hold on to a feeling that is not there anymore. A feeling that you want to get back to feel some type of positive way. And what I can say to you is those moments are great and dandy, and they're great to keep within your mind state and keep within you for, times for you to remember, take pictures, take video, take mental states. But you can't hold on to them as who you are, because you got to get ready for the next moment. So we talked about the low vibrational frequency, and we talked about how staying there corrupts your mind. Change what you do day to day. Don't do the same thing you did yesterday. And you're taught to believe that you're supposed to have the same habit, routine, and ritual every day in order to be successful. And whoever tells you that, those are the people who are successful, who don't want you to be successful. They don't want you to take their shine. They don't want you to take their spotlight. I can tell you for the first time, when I stopped setting expectations and I stopped setting these deadlines in my head of where I had to be in life or how much money I had to make at a given moment of time, my life changed. I mean that. I mean that from the deepest part of my heart. Really, I do. And this is really where this show has come. You know, why this show has even been made. It's kind of crazy because I had no intentions really to ever do this. I thought about it. I was like, what a good idea that would be to be able to get my thoughts, my ideas, and everything that I wanted to get out to everybody that, I'm always trapped in my mind. My biggest problem is whenever I talk about this deep stuff with people shut off. And, it kills me that people shut off because I want to keep talking. I could talk for hours about this type of stuff that makes us who we are, so we can have a better understanding, to grow, and a better understanding to be enlightened, because that's what it's all about, is to experience enlightenment. Now, you can experience, it's just as the road it takes to experience enlightenment, it can fall right out of your grasp in the blink of an eye if you snap yourself out of, you let the ego to kind of control it. I've experienced enlightenment on certain occasions in my life, but I've been snapped out of it. My ego took pride. My ego's like, wow, look at my thoughts. Well, look at me. And then there I go back down the steps of those vibrational frequencies. And so, I talked about the low. Now, what about the medium to high? Well, the medium to high is going to be empowerment, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason. All those things right there is, okay, I'm accepting who I am as a person, but I still kind of want to live in this world. I still like certain materialistic things. I have an ego. That's why I'm alive. And I have to put into reason and conceptualize my reality. Those are the medium. And once you start to understand that and let go of your ego, yourself, the phantom self from who you truly are, is when you get into the medium to high, to, obviously the ultimate consciousness. And so the medium to high or higher states of consciousness are going to actually be love, joy, peace. Those things, once you start to feel true love within your heart from yourself, that's when your life starts to change. I started experiencing that immediately a few months ago, and it's led into joy. Every single day I wake up is better than the day before. I could have went to the beach the day before and had drinks, was with my friends, partied, watched an amazing movie, had an amazing meal, and the next day I could just be relaxing, watching some maybe educational things, maybe investing 15 to 20 minutes in learning Spanish, maybe ordering food. And you would think, okay, let me rate which day was better. Was yesterday better because I accomplished more by having fun, or was today better because I relaxed? And to be truthfully honest, it's It's all perception, number one. And number two, I think truly every day for the last few months has been a better day than the next. And that's because I'm feeling those higher vibrational frequencies. I'm resonating with them. I'm understanding them. I'm recognizing that I am more than the phantom self. I am this higher being. I control what I see. I control what I feel. And I control my life. You know, you got to start taking life by the horns. This is your life. No one else's life. You decide who you want in your life. That was a major reason why I left Buffalo, New York 5 years ago, is because I wanted to take control of my life. I didn't want the past to condition who I was. I wanted to become myself. I wanted to be comfortable within myself. And the people around me who I decided to be in, let in my life, those were the people who I let in and I decided to. And the people who I decided not to, that's because it was for me to grow. You got to let go of the past sometimes, and you have to just move forward, and you got to love yourself within the process. Loving yourself will change your life. Loving yourself will let you love your partner if you have one. It will let you love your family. It will let you love your friends. When you don't love yourself, you use your family. You use your friends. You use everyone around you, whether you think you're using them or not, for your own self-interest, whether it's just to hang out with them, to get something out of it. You know, those put you back into those low vibrational frequencies, and it all goes back to intention. What is your intention behind your motives? You know, my intention, what I do, is I don't premeditate my vibe. I don't premeditate my next step. I go into a first time without thinking what is going to actually be there. And when I do that, it's even that more beautiful. I'm going to Alfifa State Park sometime this week, whether it's going to be tomorrow, Monday, or Tuesday. I'm going to go ride some mountain trails that I've held myself from doing because I think my bike couldn't handle it, and screw it. It's a first time. I'll be able to talk about that next episode. I'm going to make myself get uncomfortable. I'm 240 pounds. So if I fall, it's going to hurt. It's not going to be something soft. And, you know, those are things in my head. Oh, I got a bad knee. All those things are the phantom self that I've created. But when I can separate that from who I truly am, I want to go and enjoy this without any premeditation and go right into it. Now, I talked about vibrational frequencies. And why did I talk about these vibrational frequencies? These vibrational frequencies are going to allow you to grow, really be in touch with them, really understand and comprehend them. You know, I'll go back to it. You know, it starts with shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, and then enlightenment. And you can feel these states of vibrational frequencies through meditation and breathing exercises. You know, sometimes I use my breathing exercises where I'll do a 6 breathe in after the 6th. I'll do a deep one and slowly calm my mind, and then all of a sudden, voila, 30 minutes has gone by, and it's allowed me to tap into who I am. And, you know, it's very important that you find time to really reset your mind and to really reset your energy states, and to understand your energy states. Everything is energy in this world. Everything. And once you understand that everything is energy, it's going to allow so much more room for you to grow. And, you know, I'm loving doing this. This has been great. I'm drinking some coffee right now because my throat's a little bit parched. Thank you guys for all on there who are listening. Sometimes I can go on a tangent, but this is stuff that I'm very passionate about, stuff that I need to get out there to the world so I can get some feedback, people to bounce off ideas. You know, life is so much more than your daily routine of waking up and going to work and, you know, doing the daily bullshit. There's so much more to life than that. And once you start to understand that you grow. I mean, I can't put it into any other words, but who the hell thought I would have had a podcast show where I understood how to do cameras? I understood what kind of equipment that I needed. I understood how to set this up. Who would have thought that I would actually be interested in this? I'm 28 years old. Oh, excuse me. I'm 28 years old and never understood that I actually would, want to be doing this. That's the most amazing thing about it. So now we talked about vibrations and frequencies. Let's get into the laws of attraction. So the laws of attraction, I'm sure you guys have heard of The Secret, came out in 2006. It was with Joe Vitale. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right, or Vital. But he created something monumental that shaped consciousness within all of us. And, right now we're going through in a very awakening stage. Main reason why, here I am right now talking to you, and why you're listening and why you're watching. And there's so many other people out there trying to get their message out there, like my hero, my inspiration that I look up to. And I have no problem saying that because I respect this person. I respect what they're doing. I respect that they're actually dedicating their life to get this out. And it's Brian Rose with London Real. And that's a big shout out to him. Fantastic, man. Obviously, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's been the pioneer for podcasting. I never really watched podcasts in the past. The only two podcasts I've ever watched or shows, would you say, time to time, was just Joe Rogan. I mean, I maybe watched one episode every 4 or 5 months, and I probably looked it up on my phone. And then one day I read this book by David Icke, like I mentioned in past episodes, and that's how I found Brian Rose. And Brian Rose is right now, today, he talked with David Goggins. And I'm sure you heard of David Goggins. That guy believes in the 40% rule. And he's one of my inspirations. I read his book, and I used the Audible through Amazon and had the book read to me for all the driving I used to do. And highly recommend doing that too sometimes if you're ever driving a lot. But back to the law of attraction. If you guys watched that movie back then, it probably shaped you, probably always stuck with you. It's available. You can watch it on Netflix and other stream revenues. But what I will say is what my idea of law of attraction, it has to do with vibrations and frequencies. Once you change the way you perceive the world, then you change yourself. And you have to understand you have to change the way you react and you perceive certain situations and problems that arise. You have to change the way you react to them, how you exhibit certain behavior, everything from your body language. And I'm not saying be cognizant of that and change it because, I have to change it so I be better. No, the intention behind it has to be pure. You have to want to change. You have to want to be better, and you have to want to do it within yourself. And you can't rely on an outside source. Once you rely on an outside source, you're losing. You can't rely on medications that are prescribed by Western doctors to regulate what your mind is. You yourself know what you need to do to regulate your mind state. Whether it's going to be hard work and perseverance through meditation, whether it's changing your diet, the vitamins, and being cognizant of what you're putting in your body, whether or not you pay that few dollars extra for the antibiotic-free chicken, cage-free chicken, free-range chicken, or you go with the Tyson chicken. All those things matter. Also, it matters what type of vegetables you get. Most restaurants, I'm talking about the low-quality restaurants, they don't give a shit what they put in your body. They want to make it taste good, and you buy it, and I'm guilty of it. So don't feel like you're less than because you exhibit it, but be cognizant of what you're putting in your body and have the attention to want to worship your body. Your body is your temple and your body is your everything. So the law of attraction, these past few months for me is I've been trying to change my life. I've been trying to become the person I've always wanted to become, but I have made excuses not to become it. And that's why I'm here talking to you today. I always thought I had to make money. I always thought that I had to have a house. I always thought I needed a nice car, a girlfriend, and all these things that I've been told and programmed in life to have. And I never gave myself a chance to understand what the hell I like. I'm going to be doing stuff that's so uncomfortable in these next few months that are going to be so challenging, but I'm so ready for it. When you get that deep, deep pit feeling inside your stomach, those butterflies. Some people have to go use a bathroom and take a crap. Some people, just everyone reacts to, some people start sweating profusely. Everyone reacts to stress and to, or what some people call anxiety, differently. But once you understand that feeling's never, ever going to go away, that's when your life's going to change. That feeling will never go away. But you got to understand and reflect what that feeling is. I thank my friend Zach for telling me one day, and it kind of changed my life, that, instead of looking at it as fear or, I'm not good enough, or look at it as excitement for growth. Change the way you perceive that feeling. Rather than putting you down, be like, wow, this is a challenge and this is excitement for growth. And when you do that and you slowly add those things into your life, you start to change some of the bad characteristics of yourself, and you start to enhance those characteristics in yourself. So it all goes back to your mind state and how you perceive this world and how you react to what someone says, a certain situation or a problem that arises. And now the law of attraction is, right now, I have attracted everything in my life, my loved ones, this house that I live in, which is absolutely beautiful, and I'm so blessed, and I thank God for everything that I have. I don't thank God in the sense that, the Catholic or the Jewish, or I thank my source. I thank myself. I consider myself a source of the divine within. And I thank, myself for all the hard work and all the perseverance that I've been through to be at this point. I honor the free will that I have to make those choices. I love that I fall sometimes. I fail at certain things, but it gives me opportunities to grow. And, I wish that collectively as humanity, as friends, loved ones, and family, we can do the same. So in order to attract things that you want in life, the law of attraction, you have to have the attention from within. The attention from within is going to manifest the things that you need in life. And they may not be exactly what your phantom self wants, but what your true self wants, it will. So remember how we talked about there's low vibration, medium, and high. If you stay in a low vibrational frequency, you're going to have the same thoughts you had yesterday, and you're going to live 90% of your life in a subconscious program that you've been programmed your whole life. And years will go by, and then all of a sudden you're 40, 50 years old, and you ask yourself, what the fuck, who the fuck, and why the fuck was I lied to? Why am I not what I want to be? I don't even know who I am. I need to go and buy something to feel something. Oh shit, the $60,000 car didn't make me feel good. I'm going to go cheat on my wife. I'm going to divorce my wife, and I'm going to divorce my kids. It's just the same tragic, same old song and dance in this country. I can't attest for other countries because, like I said in past episodes, I'm not from there. I've never been there. I don't know what their culture is. I can read up on stuff, but it really has no precedence until you actually experience it. So the law of attraction is you can attract anything that you want in your life. And understand, as long as the attention behind it is pure and it's filled with joy and peace, you're going to receive it. If it's filled with ego and it's filled with your phantom self, you're not going to gain it. You can choose the dark side and you can obtain it, but you're going to hurt everyone around you because you're hurting yourself. You're lying to yourself. My message to you is don't lie to yourself. Love yourself. So manifest the life that you want and the life that you deserve. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let anyone ever tell you you are not good enough. You don't deserve this. You have to don't listen to no one. You listen to yourself. Listen to that little voice that's inside your head. That little voice inside your head is never going to lead you astray. It's only going to lead you to a better life. And, start changing the little things about yourself every day. The law of attraction takes massive corrective action. If you're not doing massive corrective action within the rules and entanglement of the law of attraction, and you're not doing it purely and understanding the different types of frequencies that are within, it's just going to be very, very difficult for you to lead a promising life. So now we talked about vibrations, what they correlate into frequencies. I'm not sure if you guys ever heard or seen on YouTube videos what different frequencies can do to the human body or just anything in itself. Go onto YouTube and I want you to look up what different vibration states or hertz states there are to, you'll see like sand on a piece of drum, and they'll send a vibration and it'll create a certain abstract image, and they'll show you what hertz what frequencies are the best for the human body and for, just everything in life, the universe. Sometimes when I meditate, I listen to certain hertz, like the miracle hertz, or, the God hertz. There's meditation hertz, there's awakening hertz, there's sleeping hertz. These are all different types of frequencies that you can listen to that will benefit you. Looking at music's all different types of frequencies. That's why you resonate. Look at me, I listen to reggaeton. I'm just learning. I don't know any Spanish, but I enjoy the frequency behind the sound because it makes me sound, it makes me feel good. And it's funny, is my girlfriend obviously is Puerto Rican and Mexican, and she'd be like, he said some of the dirtiest things in the world. I'm like, oh, I had no idea, but it sounded great, And that just goes to show you that frequencies are real, and you need to understand yourself and understand the laws of attraction and change your life now. And what we could do together. I love when people message me and say, hey, Joe, I did this. It's like, thank God. It's like, I love that. I'm doing the same thing today. I went on a 10-mile bike ride. I worked out before, and then I worked out as soon as I got home. And I busted that ass. I probably spent a total of 3 hours working out today. Why did I do that? Not because I told myself yesterday I'm going to do it. I just said, you know what? I got nothing going. I want to go feel good. I want to get my endorphins rolling for tonight's show. So let me go for a nice ride in the beautiful 83-degree weather. Go by the water. And that's what I did. I got some sun. I feel like I'm probably the darkest I've ever been in my life. I did sit on the beach. Got a massive tan on my head, wearing this hat right now. Not to hide it, it's just a little style, but if I remove this hat, you would see. But, I love each and every one of you, and that's the reason why I'm here today. I want all of your guys' feedback of what kind of content that I need to show. I would love your content on what I'm talking about in the show. Anybody who's listening right now who wants to be on the show and ask me any questions, that's what I'm here for. Ask away, please. Give me some feedback. I would love it. And I promise you guys, I am going to be getting people on the show, but this is a one-man thing. I've been doing this all on my own. This whole setup, camera, sound, video, graphic design, video editing, GoPro. I'm doing that all by myself. There is nobody helping me. So, getting the next step is trying to alleviate some of the workload from my end so I can focus on getting some people in here who can talk about these things, have a personalized conversation. There are a few people in mind that I have that I still need to reach out to. And, the purpose for my Q&As is to get this rolling, to get this sounding good. I hope you guys are liking the content. I hope you guys are enjoying what I have to say. I hope I'm not boring anybody. If I am boring you, please let me know what I can do to be better. That's how we grow collectively. And if you want to know why I'm doing this and where I want this to go, I want you, one, to grow. If this helps one person, I did my job. That's one. Number two, I want the show to be huge. I want to have 10,000 plus viewers. I want a collective conversation going on with some of the greatest minds out there who would love to chime in on this talk. And I got the equipment. I have the studio. I have the house. I have the comfort here for you guys. So anyone out there who is listening and wants to be on this show and has a story they want to share about themselves that can help and transform somebody, I would love for you to be on here. And I just message me, call me, do whatever. Now, I want to talk about Mindstate and what Mindstate may mean to you. I'm sure, you work at certain places that provide you corporate education, provide you with what they call managerial training, where they put you in a room with a manager who they think that knows more than the employees, which is the worst type of method I've ever seen in my entire life. I can attest to that. The worst thing is being subjected to that for minutes on end. This is my life. If I want to be subjected to someone else's story, I want it to be relative to my life. I don't want it to be some ego stroking contest. And that's what most people do in managerial positions, is they just want you to stroke their ego. It's sad, I guess some people need acceptance in this world, and they only get acceptance by describing what materialistic things they have or what vacations that they took to boost who they are rather than show you their real side. But we're going to talk about Mindstate. I talked about Kobe Bryant in my first episode. Kobe Bryant is one of the biggest inspirations this world's ever seen, especially for my generation. I'm a 90s baby, 91, and I grew up with Kobe Bryant. My mentality in my youth was Kobe Bryant, and getting back to that Kobe Bryant mentality one day at a time. Like today, I was just going to go on a bike ride. And I was like, you know what? Let me work out. Worked out, got a huge sweat in, got on the bike, came home. I could have rested. I could have said, well done job, Joe. You did 2.5 hours of working out. I was like, you know what? What would Kobe do? Busted another 30 minutes. And that's everything when it comes down to that Kobe mentality. And what can we take from that Kobe mentality? What does that mean to us? Kobe was an anomaly because not only did he talk the talk, he walked the walk. It's very rare to find somebody who can do both. And it's quite amazing that this athlete, this man, did all of that. And the way that he died, it's remarkable because now we had to see it full front. So his mind state was just do it. This man played Beethoven, I forgot what the song was called, for his wife when he would take road trips, and he would play the same song at the same time every night, and he learned it by himself all within a week because he put his mind to it. It's not that you have to be good at something in order to do it. Just got to put your mind to it and put your passion. You don't know what you like unless you go and do it. And I'm going to say that again. You don't know what you like until you try it. Always go and try, regardless of what your mind's telling you. You have 3 seconds to make a decision. If you don't decide within those 3 seconds, yes, you're not going to do it. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is also another inspiration. His mind state is unbelievable. If I were you, if you ever have free time, you want to learn how to really open up your mind and see and exhibit somebody who lives in that, look up Jim Carrey on YouTube and look up some of his inspirational talks. One of my favorites is a college he talked to for about 27 minutes. It made me cry. Truth be told, it's absolutely beautiful. But to go back into, Jim Carrey's mind state, you got to understand in this world, we are more than who we are in the 5 senses. We're so much more. Everyone we see is just an infinite amount of possibilities or random selections within the mind state and frame of the perception within that we see. And I know that I talked about that really fast, but that's how I truly feel. And every day I start to have more and more realizations on that type of mind state. I went off on a tangent because I kind of did forget what I was going to say about Jim Carrey. That's the whole thing about doing this live and doing it by yourself. You don't have somebody in the background giving you signs or, like a teleprompter or anything. But we talked about Kobe. Looked at Jim Carrey's Mindstate. It's amazing. Talk about David Goggins. You want to talk about a motherfucker, there's no excuses. Look up David Goggins and watch out David Goggins on London Real today. What a fucking man. If you listen to his story, it'll change your life. And his mind state is the same thing. Now, the 3-second rule, like I was saying, now the movie with Jim Carrey, got back to the thought. You see in the movie Yes Man, Jim Carrey, any movie that he produces has a secret underlying message behind each movie, or he won't do it. So the movie Yes Man has to do with doing things for the first time. When someone says, hey, you want to go here? Instead of saying no, you just say yes. Because now you're going to experience something that was an infinite amount of possibilities for the first time. And it presents all these new opportunities in your life that you never thought were possible. So that mind state of saying yes, opening yourself to the universe and the doors that are opportunities that are being presented to you. There's opportunities being presented to you at any given moment in time. And you have to seize them. And then we talk about Goggins. Really go back to this guy's story. This man has accomplished and overconquered everything in his mind. This man is a Navy SEAL. This man has trained himself to conquer everything that you can push, the physical realm. Everything. Kobe has conquered both mind and physical with giving us basketball, but also giving us a sense of just doing it and enjoying life and being open to learning new things. And I challenge all of you to do the same. You know, this show is being brought to you because of the collectiveness of the awakening that we have. Look at what's going on with this coronavirus. Look at some of these states. Look at California and New York State. These poor sons of bitches, they're locked up in their house for another month. It's so sad. Like, why? For what? I'm not saying that this coronavirus is not life-threatening and it's not real. I'm not saying that whatsoever. What I'm saying is, man, these poor people are on lockdown, pretty much being jailed. It's some of the craziest thing. Right now, I'm enjoying my life. I go out every day, whether it's riding my bike, getting in my truck, just, driving, going to maybe get a coffee spot. I get out. I go to the park. Go to the beach now since the beach is back open. I was supposed to go today, but I didn't. Tomorrow is free. I'm going to be hanging out with some friends I've hung out with in a while. They know who they are. I'm excited for that. I haven't seen my buddy in a few months or his family. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's the first time. It's the first time in a long time. And that's what this show, First Times, is titled. And it's to keep cognizant that the greatest joy you're going to receive in your life is doing something for the first time. So tomorrow when you wake up, instead of waking up and doing the same thing, do something different. Maybe when you wake up, you make coffee and you get food in you instead. Maybe wake up and meditate for 15 minutes and then do that. Change it. Maybe wake up and say, you know what? I want to get my clothing on, stretch, get on my bicycle. I'm going to go ride for an hour, and wherever it takes me, come back, hop in the shower, shave, shower, and start my day and get some food in me. Do something different. Go, if you live near the water, go for a walk with your loved one or yourself with your best friend and go walk the water. Whether you like to drink, smoke, do it. Bring it with you. Enjoy yourself. That's what this life is all about and why we're here. And to all my friends that are watching, you know that my door is always open. If you guys ever want to talk, I hang out with so many different people. So many different walks of life, whether it's people that are going through some shit or people who are conquering life, and I love hanging around all sorts of walks of life because I learn not only about them, but about myself, and it allows me to grow and progress in life. And, this show is only going to get better. The show is in the pre stages, like prehistory, but it's coming along. I can't wait for the studio to fully be dressed up with, the foam paneling, the blinds, the professional camera setup, some professional lights. I can't wait for all of that to come officially in here, and we get the show with some guests, and we have everyone here to entertain each other. It's going to be great, and we're going to change the way we think. We're going to transform ourselves, and we're going to do it all collectively. So Tonight's show, like I mentioned, we talked about vibrations, we talked about frequencies, we talked about law of attraction and mind states. That was a little bit about all the content that we discussed today. I do, for any viewers out there, I'm not sure if you are viewing right now, and if you would like to be on the show, I just need either a message where the live chat is, or a text message, or you can contact me through Facebook Messenger, or a comment on the link that I provided for you guys to stream. Anybody who would like to do some Q&As, I would love that. Like I mentioned, that's what I wanted the show to be all about, was Q&As, transforming the way we think. So I'm going to extend that invitation. I know tonight I really wrapped the show up with everything that had to be said. Typically I want the show to go an hour, but sometimes it may go a little bit shorter with what content that I have. I think tonight's episode was very successful. We got some really nice content out there. And next week, I promise that it's going to even be better than you see now. Like I have been, with all the graphic design things, advertisements I've been putting out there, the web pages. Soon I'll have my own business, but that'll be in the future. It's all coming along, and it's all thanks to the energy that I feel from all of you, and the energy that I feel from this universe. And I don't know if it's cosmic or if it's our collective energy, but it's time for us to awaken our minds, and it's time for us to transform each other and love one another and embrace one another and want the best for one another. So everyone, I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you guys for being part of the show, and stay tuned for next week. Next week's episode is going to even be greater than tonight's. And if you guys do have any questions about tonight's content, please free to reach out. Also, please subscribe, tell your friends, share this. It will mean the absolute world to me if you share this to your friends and make this show grow. And I promise to you, you do that for me, I grow this show and I make it become better. I invest my time, my money, my resources into getting you real live content. I start hiring maybe people in the future to operate the things that take me away from really discussing more content. So it's all thanks to you. Please subscribe. Please share my my videos, my web pages, my Facebook page, my YouTube, word of mouth. And just always remember, it's just a click of a button. All you have to do is share it, and you'd be surprised, how easy it is just to share my content. And I promise you guys, I will make this all great for you and give you the most live stream, most deep down content there is available for this world. And I will get some of the deepest thinkers to be in here with me. And I love all of you. Thank you for viewing tonight.